What's up, everybody? This is GiftTime and Egbelu, and you're here on A Rugby Life Presents Rugby Sense. My name is GiftTime and Egbelu. I'm the host, and I am here with the amazing Ryan Flynn. Ryan, what's really good, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm Ryan Flynn. I'm coming over from the Spring Hill College, located in the beautiful Mobile, Alabama, and just hyped up on some World Cup action right now. How about yourself?
Dude, I am hyped on some World Cup action as well. It's gonna be like fucking intense. It's already started off the bat crazy as I don't know what. But you know what?
Nuts.
Before we get started with that, we've gotten some huge hits in just our region before we start thinking about overseas. Great games that happened this week here in the domestic rugby. We had some great upsets, some big scores, some big plays. Dude, right off the bat, what was the game that caught your eye most this week? This past
I'd say hands down, most surprising coming out of the Deep South Conference was Southern Miss over LA Tech, 31-24. LA Tech team wins the conference last year, dominant force, and Southern Miss barely could put a squad together last season. And for them to come out and take out the top dog right away early in the season was a huge statement. No one expected that to happen at all, and it was huge. It was probably the most surprising game we will see this far, I'm sorry, at all this season in the conference.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I honestly I put my predictions out for them, and I thought Southern Miss was dead as dead could be. Like again, I didn't think they could field a team since they didn't do it the last kind of 2 years, and then
Yeah, still
some.
trying to do some CPR, get a pulse on them.
Right, and apparently Louisiana Tech was, I guess, underestimated them way too much because to eke out that win was intense. Like the final score on that was what? It was 30.
31-24.
See, I wouldn't have expected that, especially in Ruston. That means Southern Miss traveled.
True.
You know,
You think they have the home field advantage, and they blew it. They literally blew it.
I mean, dang. For me, my upset, my big surprise that came out of this week was also in connection to a Mississippi team. It was Mississippi State taking on Florida. I looked at these two teams in the Southeastern Rugby Conference. These were both teams that I considered as somewhere going to end up in the top three of the SCRC West. Florida had just moved over because LSU's out. And all of a sudden, I thought this was going to be a game that would be close. Gave it to Mississippi State, and it looks like Mississippi State kind of crapped the bed on this one because they got completely blown out by Florida, 55-21, and I mean, I didn't expect that. Mississippi State, I'd been watching all off season. They were fast, they're speedy, athletic. I thought they were going to take this one, and Florida lost a lot of seniors, and they're coming in with a new team, and boom, out of nowhere, they
Flip
they
the
they
script.
come there. They flipped the script. So credit to Florida coming out strong in the SCRC West and showing what it is to be at home.
Good job. Well done.
Dude, moving over to next, we had Rugby World Cup. We started mentioning it earlier. Dude, some big games this weekend. I think
Monsters games.
we had some surprising results coming out of this week.
No, I definitely agree. I think the one that is sticking out in everyone's mind is Japan over South Africa. Japan being a team that's never really been a threat in the World Cup at all. Shocking the world, taking on the two-time champs and taking them down. No one expected that, and how they played it in the end, going for the try, winning it in the last minute, dramatic. It reminds me of like the 1980 miracle with the USA Hockey. Fantastic stuff by Japan. Outside of that, United States lost a tough one to Samoa. Wales blew out Uruguay 54-9, and of course New Zealand beat Argentina 26-16. And might I say, the Haka before their first game got the chills. Absolutely got the chills. How
I,
scary.
it's something that always does. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I was really surprised by the close score between Argentina and New Zealand, but I guess this helps whenever you play these guys at least twice a year in the in the Four Nations. Um, you know, I think the other part for the Rugby World Cup that really stood out, I got a chance to watch the opening games, and when you talk about the haka giving you chills, I got to give credit to London. They came out strong because, I've only watched a handful of Rugby World Cups. There's only been 8 of them, so I've never seen an opening that came out that hard. Like it was kind of gorgeous. It was almost Olympic-esque if it wasn't just so short.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I mean, they came out. It was mesmerizing. Is the only word that can I can put in my head for to describe it.
What was the biggest play that you saw during the Rugby World Cup that stood out to you, or if not specific, at least within what game did you see the biggest play that stood out to you?
No, hands down, the Japan South Africa when they won it in the last minute. They were just trying to, again, phase after phase after phase, trying to get it in. South Africa was denying them. They worked their way across the field. How quick they were to the ruck, too. Second, they would go down. They have 3 guys right over, securing it up. And then they move it back and able to sneak it out to the wing, and he dove in, got tackled into the try zone. And if you hear the announcers, there's a video and it shows the Japanese announcers going crazy. You see everyone hugging and going nuts. That play, just that whole the work up to getting the try and then the reaction after was priceless. And that's really what the World Cup's all about.
All right, look, I give it to that one. My biggest play for this past weekend was the cross kick, Fiji versus England, taking it across the entire field in the most accurate, perfect kick and catch that you can see over the defender as well. I had to give a lot of credit to Fiji, even though they lost that game. I mean, it was
stellar.
Intense. Yeah, it was intense. I was like, dang, this is what it is to be a sniper with your foot.
Yeah.
Oh man, but next up on the list, Life University, moving in. They lost a coach this past week, Tui Osborne, longtime head coach for them. Where do you think Life University goes with this?
It's a tough loss. It really is, but Life's a good team. A coach definitely has a lot to do with it, but Life is going to have good players. He's there till October, which would be nice. But it's going to be interesting who they pick up. I mean, they're going to need some. I mean, obviously top quality because Life took second in nationals last year, so it's going to be tough kind of replace that guy because he's been such a staple with the program. But I have confidence in the Life staff that they're going to bring in someone new. Well, obviously someone new, but someone quality, has USA Rugby ties, and I think they're going to be just go on just fine.
See, I wouldn't be surprised if they picked someone who you didn't know, or they picked in-house again. I mean, though I don't know who they have available there, but one of the things that it seems like for Life is that it's almost kind of a. I wonder if they have kind of a pick and just a replacement. Just put the piece back in. You got the players already. We just need the guys to keep everybody organized. It's another manager. I would if he hadn't moved up to freaking Pennsylvania, I would have said Justin Hickey needed to head over to Clemson to go over there. How awesome would that have been? That would actually be unfair.
Great coach, even better players.
Right? Oh my god! And it's not like he had crap in Clemson. Like he had beasts in Clemson. And add that with ridiculous, unfair. No college needs to be that powerful.
No one needs that.
No one needs all that. Now, I give a lot of credit to Dan Payne over there, athletic director. Just trying to, he put together a program. He worked on the program, built it up.
Yeah, very successful program.
Oh my God, yeah. But the last 2 years, man, losing to championships, I haven't been very happy about that. Like, I'm trying
they can't finish. They just can't. I mean, like last year, undefeated, just rolling through teams and then blew it.
Yeah. You get to St. Mary, the team that literally is your perfect match, and boom. Don't get me wrong, St. Mary's is a great team, all San Francisco'd all up and whatnot. But no! Beat them! Damn it!
Destroy them.
Destroy them! They beat you once, and then you're supposed to do it, and we just go back and forth with it, and then every year we do this until, a new contender comes up.
True.
That's how it's supposed to be. Life throwing me all off.
That's how it was in the books, man.
Right? Oh man. Dude, speaking on coaching changes, USA women's sevens, they got a bit of a change. They lost a coach, gained a coach. Rick Sugit left. Dude had been successful with the women's sevens, but who kicked in? Jules McCoy. She kicked in out of Arkansas. Like, did you ever have a chance to meet Jules McCoy?
I have not, unfortunately. My coach has, and says she's just nothing but good things. And what she's done is nothing short of impressive. To start up the American Pro Training Center roughly a year ago and then win a national championship within 1 year is unbelievable. It's going to be a nice. I was surprised by the change, to be honest with you, because of all the success they had. But I guess they wanted to bring in a new dynamic before the Olympic training started really getting intense. So I think it's a good change. She's obviously a great coach with what she's done. So it'll be a nice kind of fresh air to come through the Olympic Training Center and to get them ready for Rio.
Look, I'm not even gonna lie. I think the big part that catches me is that it gives a little credit to coaches that are down here in the South. She's based out of Arkansas. I know from personal experience what she did with the Little Rock team out, the Little Rock men's club out in Arkansas. Like, I remember we played club against them. 2009, it was no big deal. Like 2009, 2010, they weren't really that great. And then she came back, I guess, off from the women's sevens. And all of a sudden, like, these guys became beasts. Like 2 years later, we play them, and they're like destroying our bodies. Like, I think we died on the field at least 2 or 3 times. So I was like, you're just like, I remember talking to him a little bit, and they were just telling what the developments, but a lot of that was Julius McCoy, and then even further from that, she has been an impact on teams in Louisiana. She worked with LSU when they went to the CRCs back in 2011, 2012. Worked with them, even with the USA South rugby team. So, it's nice to see that we get some representation, considering how much everybody likes to disrespect us.
Pride.
The consummate disrespect. Jules needs to put the hammer, but, what have you thought of the women's team so far? Like, how surprising did you find this?
Very. I mean, they've always done well. Dominated. And I did a Serevi camp with Coach Surrogate, and I thought he was amazing. Really knew his stuff. But like I said, sometimes you need to just shuffle the cards, switch it back up, and come in with a different game plan. So it's going to be interesting to see how they perform and how they rally around their new coach. But I think it's a good change. It's going to be successful.
Dude, I think that's going to be awesome. She's worked with them before, so
yeah, see what happens.
Returning back home. She's coming home. Coming home. Oh, man. So, moving on. Look, last year, you kicked this off, Spotlight Players. Got a lot of popularity. We brought it back again for this year. You picked out this for your first Spotlight Players of the season, Ross Deppenschmidt and Karen Dillon. Now, I got to ask you, why are you so biased to Alabama, man? Like, why all this Alabama? Like, you doubled up on the Alabama. Luckily both their football teams sucked up, because I felt like that was the balance off for this.
Exactly. I thought it'd be right to kick it off, Heart of the South. And, I mean, both, yeah. Both, but I honestly, their credentials back it up. Deppenschmidt has been a monster at inside center for Alabama. Played last Friday against Ole Miss, dropped 2 tries for him. Absolute beast. Same thing with Dillon. She came to college looking for a team atmosphere that she lost with Shannon High School with her soccer team. Came into Auburn and was just an absolute beast for him. Great kicker. Remember, she was saying one game she went 11 for 12 on the conversions. So definitely 2 very deserving players. But we'll definitely be branching.
I think we lost you there for a little bit. I think we lost you. All right, we're back. We got you.
Good?
Yeah,
all good?
We're good. They see this is what happens whenever you support Alabama too much. Skype is like, no, we don't even want you guys dealing with them anymore. But continue with what you were saying before we lost you momentarily.
So I was saying Deppenschmidt, beast, coming out of Alabama. Played Ole Miss last weekend, dropped 2 tries, was a huge staple for the team. And then Dylan, the boot on her is absolutely phenomenal. She was quoted saying one game she went 11 for 12 on conversions, and she's been an essential player to the Auburn operation. So 2 very deserving players, but like I said before we got lost, I'll be branching out of Alabama for the weeks to come.
Show a little love around. No, you've done that
Exactly.
already even before, so it's no surprising. We just Auburn and Alabama is just like, oh my god. No, I'm playing. I think one of the things that is great, is being able to, feature these players. Dude, what's some of that thought process that you have going on behind it? Like, how do you pick your players?
I look at the best teams. Well, I should say the best teams, like the better teams. Like I start in the South, of course, look for the better teams there. And I kind of check out some videos. Like, all right, who's the top player? Who's dominating these videos? Then I reach out to the team and the coach. Like, hey, like who do you think's deserving? Who do you feel like should represent your team as a spotlight player? And then we get to talking, have a conversation, and then from there I then reach out to them and get some quotes and ask them some questions. So a lot of it is coach based. Some of it is from what I see on the video. But it's pretty much the thought process from there.
Dude, that's awesome. So, all right. So now, coming up on the end of this, obviously we got games coming up this week. Some really great games, dude. Let's start with your lock. Who is the game that you feel is going to be guaranteed to win for this week?
Based off what Florida did to Mississippi State, I am taking Florida over Georgia 100%. 100%. I think Florida has it locked up. I mean, I feel like they fine-tuned everything. If they're taking out teams like that, no problem with Georgia.
Good. And who are you looking for as your upset pick for this week?
Who am I? I think Ole Miss over Mississippi State. Ole Miss, I know have had their struggles in the past, but new coach, and I think State's hurting a little bit from last week, so I think Ole Miss is going to flip the script on them.
Hey, hit them with the rivalry. That's a big one that's
Exactly.
going on. I mean, look, it could be the Ole Miss getting a gimped out Mississippi State, or they're getting really pissed off Mississippi State that really wants to take it to them. Ole Miss kind of aided a little bit against Alabama last week, 37-7. So you never know. Never know.
Yeah, I think they're ready. I think they're looking to take out the anger on someone.
My lock pick for this upcoming week. I actually have Kennesaw State over Memphis. South Independent Rugby Conference matchup. Kennesaw State last played Middle Tennessee. They lost pretty hardcore. Memphis played Middle Tennessee. They lost pretty hardcore. So I figure, that out of the two teams that lost hardcore to Middle Tennessee, I think Kennesaw State will probably be the one that comes out on top. I think my upset pick for this week will be and people wouldn't normally do this, and it hurts me a little bit inside, and I feel good about it too because I'm a little biased for both teams. But I actually have have South Florida taking on Florida International. I'm looking at South Florida beating Florida International in a close one. This past week, they upset Central Florida 14-10.
That was big.
Yeah. So that's a game I don't think most people would take. But I mean, last week, UCF. I never would have expected UCF to lose this early. And Florida International kind of beast mode. They got new coach and Ronnie Suarez. This dude, he's not gonna lie, a little friend of GiftTime Rugby. So I'm a little biased towards him. So it hurts me to be going against him. But at the same time, it's my alma mater, that USF. So I got to give him.
Just lost a friend today.
I know, right? Like, I'm sorry, Ronnie. I'm sorry. It's not personal. It's not personal. So I'm looking for that to be my upset. It'll be a close one, but I mean, if you can take on UCF, I feel like anything's possible.
Exactly.
Dude, final thoughts.
You know, I'm World Cup. I'm hooked, man. I'm always checking up. I got the Bleacher Report updates shooting through my phone. But I think I really need the USA to start pulling up some W's. Is what I need. I need the hometown team, the Eagles, to start scoring it up. I'm excited to see the All Blacks continue to dominate. And like I said, I'm hooked. I'm just ready to see taking all the action.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Super stupid excited about this Rugby World Cup, especially considering upsets early. I know it's only pool play, but I mean, it's if you can get upsets this early on, I think anything is possible from that point.
Exactly.
And I'm definitely good for some big upsets to occur because, I mean, look, what's a Rugby World Cup if you can't start to shake up?
Exactly.
You know? So hopefully this is the opportunity that we get to see these teams really start to step up. USA, I need you guys to step up. I'd like to be able to talk shit to other teams, and I can't do it if you guys are losing. Right. You know, you already threaten Palamo a little bit by losing to Samoa because he's playing against his home people. Like he felt good a little bit, but you felt bad because you lost. So no, I don't want any other players to be feeling any kind of situation like that. It's time for you to take over. Japan can beat South Africa, and I don't care what excuses.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. All right. We got Scotland next. Let's make up for what they did to us in Houston 2 years ago.
Turn it up.
Right? Boom. Turn up. Turn up, USA. Turn up. Dude, Ryan, this is awesome. Thank you very much. Dude, great show today.
Fantastic.
Dude, look, everybody else, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Rugby Sense. No nonsense.
None at all. No room
nonsense. F the nonsense. We're presented by A Rugby Life. Thank you very much for letting us be on here. And you guys take it easy. Ryan, cheers.
Have a good night, my man.